The SNP's decision to vote against Boris Johnson's Brexit deal has been called out for helping to steer the UK towards a no-deal EU exit. The SNP have been warned that they cannot turn back the clock with their plan to vote against the Brexit trade deal. MPs will be voting tomorrow on the new trade agreement from Boris Johnson and Lord Frost's negotiations with the EU. Kirsten Oswald, the SNP's deputy leader in Westminster, was confronted by BBC Radio 4's Martha Carney over her party's stance. The host said, "The choice in the debate tomorrow is between the agreement which has been negotiated or no deal, but your party has, in the past, opposed no deal." Ms. Oswald answered, "Of course, nobody sensible would support no deal, but that's not what the choice is tomorrow. The choice in reality is between this proposal that the Tory government are bringing back, which is a terribly damaging proposal for Scotland, for the whole of the UK, and what we have now. I think by any possible analysis of the situation, the deal that we have now is so far superior to this thin damaging deal that will cause so much economic harm." She added, "I think it would be very surprising to anybody if we did support that." Scottish Tory leader Douglas Ross has said the SNP have always put political gains before the people they serve. Ms. Carney told Ms. Oswald, "You may want to turn back the clock, but there has been a referendum, hasn't there? So, in reality, what you are voting for is no deal, because that's what would be happening at the end of this year." The SNP MP shot back, "No, I don't accept that. I would reflect on what you've said, there being a referendum, and thinking about the way that people in Scotland have voted over recent years. Scotland didn't choose Brexit, Scotland very assuredly voted to remain in the European Union. Not one single area of Scotland voted to leave the EU." She continued, "In Scotland, with that very pro-European feeling, 80% of the MPs returned in the general election just 1 year ago are SNP MPs who have that very strong pro-EU manifesto that we stood on. So I think that it would be really quite ludicrous of us to take a different position, particularly seeing this very disappointing deal. The Prime Minister's deal is still expected to pass even without SNP support. Both the Conservative and Labour parties have stated intentions to back the agreement. Opposition leader Sir Keir Starmer is facing a revolt from some of his own MPs over the decision.